Om Shuklam Varadram Vishnum Sativarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Vigno Pashanti Yasyatma Bhutasya Guru Prasadat Aham Vimuktoshmi Sharira Bandhat Sarvopadeshu Purushottamasya Tasyangre Padma Pranatosmi Nityam Prahlada Narada Paradhara Pundarika Vyasamrisha Sukha Saunaka Bhishma Dhalbhyan Ruhmanga Uddhav Vibhishna Palgunadin Punyan Imam Parama Bhagavatam Namami Janmadi Asya Yato Anvayat Idaratascha Arteshu Abhijñā Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Havaye Mukhyantiyah Surayah Tejo Vari Mritam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisam Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakoham Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharma Prochita Kaitava Atra Paramo Nirmasaranam Satam Vedhyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivadantapatrayo Nolanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamunikritkam Va Parairishvaraha Sadhyo Hridi Avarudyate Atra Kritibhi Sushu Subhi Takshanat Nihama Kalpataror Khalitam Phalam Sukhamukad Amritam Triva Samyuttam Vipata Bhagavatam Rasamalaya Muraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka Narayanam Namaspritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitah Janayatu Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahaitukam Shunvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtanah Hridayantosto Hi Abhadrani Vidunoti Suhursatam Nashtak Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Vasudeva Para Veda Vasudeva Para Makaha Vasudeva Para Yoga Vasudeva Para Kriyaha Vasudeva Param Jnanam Vyasudeva Param Tapah Vasudeva Paro Dharma Vasudeva Para Gatihi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranama Dukkha Samanastam Namami Harim Param Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. The last Saturday, we left Krishna dance on Kaliya's head. It's been 1 week since Krishna is continuously dancing for us to return back now. Let's go back and see what's happening in Yamuna River. You're all ready? So we took a break, but then Krishna did not take a break. He's continuously dancing. When he dances, he's not just jumping around. It was really a nice dance. Each and every steps he takes, it was so nice to see for us, but that it was painful for Kaliya. As we saw in the last Saturday class, Kaliya's eyes were pretty much popping out. He was vomiting blood. He couldn't take it. It was very painful for him. But Krishna was non-stop dancing. Near the shore, everyone were pretty much falling off, seeing the scene, fainting. Balaram was enjoying this whole dance. The only one who was really actively watching and enjoying the dance performance was Balaram. Everyone were panicked state. At that point of time, Kalia could not breathe any further. He was pretty much, his the life force was getting out of his body. But Krishna is not intent to kill him, but he wanted to teach him an important lesson. Kalia, like any other demons that we saw in the past, Dhenukasura, we saw Aggasura, we saw Bhakkasura, Vatsasura, we saw Trinavarta, Sakatasura. So we saw many, many asuras. Every asuras was representing one thing or the other, the bad qualities that we needs to kill those bad qualities within us. The demons, then these bad qualities are nothing but the demon inside us. They are come into form when at times we are in the mode of passion and mode of ignorance. So Kalia represents a poisonous person who damages the heart of innocent people, innocent Vaishnavas, innocent devotees. Sometimes, as we are practicing some spiritual path, there are people like Kalia, they will come and poison us. As I don't know if children, any one of you have had this experience. Does any of your friends or someone? Yes.
Mantra also poisoned Kaikeyi's mind.
Very true. Very nicely you related and remembered Kaikeyi's story. Yeah. So poisons. That means we have sometimes people come us and then they tell us in the a way they are giving a good advice, but then they are actually poisoning our mind. They're poisoning our mind. So that is the nature of Kaliya. Therefore, we should be very careful to heal to the good advices. So Akshara, when parent gives good advices, sometimes we feel like painful. Sometimes we don't feel like following it. Sometimes it's more like poison for us. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. But sometimes some people come in our life, they take completely different things, but it tastes or it sounds very nice. And actually, that's all poison. So we got to be careful. Things that may appear poisonous for us initially, they are nectar at the end. Things which might appear to be nectar in starting maybe end up in poison, right? So we got to be very, very careful what we are hearing. Hearing is very important. And when we hear, as we know, ears are always kept open, it's not closed. So everything can go inside our ears. I mean, the sound. Not everything means not the roti and paratha. Uh, the sound vibration, anything can go inside. So we got to have sort of a filter in our ears mentally to hear only those things which are good and beneficial for us in long term, right? Even though it may be difficult, that's what we need to hear. And we try to aspire to follow those things. And this is something very important that we learn from Kalia. Kalia, as being a poisonous person, is always waiting for an opportunity to poison the heart of the people. When Kalia was in such a bad situation where Krishna was dancing and all his parts within his head was broke, almost pretty much damaged. Krishna doesn't damage, but it appeared like as if it was getting damaged. At that point of time, something happened. And this is where we stopped last Saturday. And I'm going to open up the presentation and you can see, we can continue. from where we left. So please tell me if you can, thumbs up if you can see me. Yes? I mean, not see me, see the presentation. Yes? Okay, thank you. So you can see here, this is at the end. What the painting that you're seeing is still not the end yet, where Krishna is comfortably seated on the head of Kali, and Kali is having nice pose. That's not the starting. Now the situation is, this is the situation. Situation is where Krishna is on the top of Kalia's head. At that time, you see around Krishna, there are more snakes, and they are all Naha Patnis. Patnis means wives. They are all wives of Kalia. Kalia had several wives, and the wives are all snakes. Right? Snake going to get married to snake. Snake is not going to get married to a horse. Correct? So.
And snake and humans are too scared to get married to snakes. Then how come there are humans on top of those snakes?
Yes. Now you all have to mute yourself, meaning including yourself. So we'll give an opportunity to speak and speak up. Okay. So now Krishna saw all the wives of Kalia. These are all Kalia Patnis, many wives, and they also carried their babies, small babies. Let me see if I have the picture of babies here. There were small babies that the Kalia wives were carrying.
I think so. They're at the bottom, like right up. If you would go into that same slideshow.
There it is. So you can see here, Kalia's patnis are, it's nicely, the small baby snakes are there. You don't see the snake body, but their babies are there, small babies, right? They're all coming and offering their babies to Krishna. Krishna, this is not our babies, these are your babies. What is Krishna going to do with small snake babies? He has better thing to do. If you offered Krishna butter, you would have happily taken. But what is Krishna going to do taking the snake babies, right? So what we are going to do today is go through some of the prayers of Nagapatnis. And it's really very beautiful, because we cannot skip this section and just move on. As we are seeing the stories, we should also learn some of the philosophical points here. And you can see how these snakes, the wives of Kalia, is praying and praising Krishna. So I'm going to read from Bhagavatam some slokas and then explain those slokas. As you can see in the slide, that's what, let me go.
I have one question.
Meher? Yeah, go ahead, Meher.
Like in all the slides, why is Kalia's wives having a human body on top and a snake body on bottom?
Yeah, this painting is for us to understand, but they are all special. They have a special a power where they are like they can they can transfer their bodies also. So for us to easily understand and relate, so you can see here as they have a body, human body, but they're all snakes. The snakes in those days can speak. Okay, the snakes can speak. Those days,
all of the animals could speak in those days. Yeah, even that python could, that giant.
Yeah, right. In those yugas, in different yugas, the animals used to speak also, right? Now they have all that faculty of ability to speak has been disabled for them. Otherwise, if they start speaking, just imagine they'll be really cursing us for what we are doing for them. There we are torturing different animals. Just imagine an ant is walking on in your house and you're trying to go and stamp, and by mistake, stop, you're going to stamp on me, right? Just imagine all the insects and animals, they all start speaking. It'll be really difficult, right? So anyway, so let's get on to the, yeah, let's get on to the this prayers. The very first prayer that Nagapatni says, they're saying, Nyayo hi dandaha kritakil bishasmin tava taraha kalanigrahaya ripu sutanam apitulya dristir that said dhamam phalam evanu samsan. So, Sarvari, you want to read this translation for me, please?
Okay, Prabhuji. The wives of Kaliya serpent said, "The punishment this offender has been subjected to is certainly just. After all, you have incarnated within this world to curb down envious and cruel persons. You are so impartial that you look equally upon your enemies and your own sons, for when you impose a punishment on a living being, you know it to be for his ultimate benefit."
Say, this is beautiful. The way that they start is they're not coming and asking, please leave our husband, right? They're not telling, please leave our husband. Rather, interestingly, they are telling, Krishna, you are impartial. You treat everyone equally. Well, it's interesting how Krishna is not, Krishna with his friends, he goes and plays and he steals butter with them and then do all sort of funny things. With Kalia, he is not having sitting and having butter on his head. He was just pretty much jumping, right? So, but the Kalia's wives are telling you are very impartial to your enemies and to your sons. That means, Sarvari, did since you read this one, that this means that Krishna has enemies and he also has friends. What does it mean?
I think what it means is that Krishna doesn't have any specific enemies, but when he goes to do something, like for example, now he's stomping on Kaliya's head, I think they're calling it impartial because that is something that's actually benefiting Kaliya because he gets to have Krishna jump on his head, which is actually very good for him. So I think that what they're trying to say is that it doesn't matter if somebody is a devotee of Krishna or if they're not. Krishna will always be kind to them, no matter what it looks like if you're to a non-devotee's eyes.
Fantastic. I don't need to speak any further on this particular sloka. You really very nicely summarized this sloka. Therefore, it's an important point. It is not that Krishna has enemies and friends. It is Krishna is equal to everyone. But there are people who may feel Krishna as their enemy. Is how people see them. But in spite of how they see, Krishna doesn't see them as enemies. And here's the important point that we learn from this sloka is whatever Krishna does, it may appear like punishment, but ultimately, like Sarvari said, ultimately it's for the benefit of that person, for that person. For example, it is said that there is one Arvar, he beautifully says something that I'm going to say in English. He says the patient is loves his doctor. Patient loves his doctor. Why? So you go to a hospital, you got some serious problem, and you got to be operated, right? And when you go to the when we've been taken to the surgery room, and we've been put into the bed where the doctor is going to, the nurses and doctors are there to do surgery on our whatever it is, right? And they have these knives, they have all these cutting tools, and many things are there, right? And now the doctor is going to cut our heart, right, to do some surgery inside. So he's going to cut the ribs off so he can go inside and take care of whatever he needs to do. Now, right, when you see the doctor is of course we'll be given anesthesia, we won't see all this thing. So just imagine that you're watching this whole scene and doctor is taking a tool with a motor where he's going to run through our chest to cut the chest off, right? So a child who is watching this, you think, Mom, oh, he's killing my dad. He's just cutting my dad's body. is, come on, call police. Someone has to come here and take this guy away. He's cutting my father's chest, right? Is that what's happening there? What is the doctor trying to do? Is he trying to kill this person who's lying down? What is he trying to do? Save, correct? But then for our eyes, who doesn't know what doctor is doing, we may feel that doctor is trying to kill this person, right? So likewise, when things happens in our life, right? When things happens in our life, we may feel terrible. Why God is doing this to me? I've been really chanting, I've been doing prayers, I've been doing this, I'm doing my best, but why this is happening to me? But please understand, Krishna is a fantastic physician, doctor. All he's trying to do is cure us. The approach is different for different people. You cannot give Tylenol for all problems, can you? If someone is having a cancer, you don't take Tylenol, right? So it's not the same tablet for everyone. Ashok Prabhu, can you confirm that? Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
So
Yeah, you
that's
cannot
the
allow for everything.
yeah. So Krishna treatment's the same way. We may not feel that, but Krishna is treating us, giving us treatment, giving us the right medicine, right dose that we all need to purify ourselves. So Kalia was in need of this dose. Kalia was in need of this so-called punishment, but in reality, it's a treatment for Kalia. So he realizes and come to a proper position. Make sense? So let's move on to the next one. Sorry for the color here. It's quite dark here, but maybe let's go with the next sister, right next to Sarvari.
Did they do this prayer? Like, is it night time and is Krishna still dancing in Kalia's head till night time?
Nice question. I need to look whether it's nighttime or daytime.
It looks like nighttime.
It looks
looks like it. Stars.
Yeah, it looks like nighttime, but usually Krishna is so tired by then, he goes to sleep in the night, or he has a better job to do in the night. His night times are reserved for some other thing to do. You all know what that is.
Stealing.
Yeah. So anyway, so Akshara, you want to read this for us? One second. Let me read the sloka first, and then you can read the translation. Anurghayam bhavatah krito hino dando satam te kalo kalmasapah yat danda sukatvam amsya dehinah krodopite anugraha eva samatah. Now you can read the translation.
What you have done here is actually mercy for us, since the punishment you give to the wicked certainly drives away all their contamination. Indeed, because this conditioned soul, our husband, is so sinful that he has assumed the body of a serpent. Your anger toward him is obviously to be understood as your mercy.
What do you learn from here, Akshara? The wives are agreeing to Krishna, and they're also telling how Kalia is. What do we learn from this quality? There's one quality has been mentioned. We can see from this wives. What is that? Or what do you understand from this?
What I understand from this is that Krishna doesn't do everything to kill something. He also does stuff that you think that he's trying to kill the demon, but he's actually giving you mercy.
Yes, very nice. Thank you so much. So here we can see that Just because Kalia is their husband, they were not telling how great he was and how strong he was and all those things, right? Rather, they were agreeing to his mistakes, his faults. So that's an important thing. In front of Krishna, they cannot hide anything. Krishna knows, right? So this is an important quality when we come in front of God, right? When we come in front of Krishna, we have to accept our faults. We have to accept our faults. So the first question we may have to ask is, I think that is, do I even have faults? I am a perfect person. I know, my teacher praises me. My mom does. My mom and dad says how great child I am. My friend says I'm smart. So what are you talking about? Faults in me? Forget it. That means it's not for me. So the thing to be noted here is thinking that we don't have fault itself a fault. Every one of us are having something or the other, right? We have to work on. We need to look for what our mistakes and what our faults are. So therefore, we can understand from here that yes, when we are in front of Krishna, we don't show how great we are. We show how low we are, how great Krishna is. Okay. Okay. Let's move on to the next sloka. Mm. Okay. Here, Naga Patni says, Tapaha sutaptam kimanena purvam nirastyamanena chamanadhena dharmato va sarvajanu kampaya yata bhavam tushyati sarva jivaha. Who wants to read this sloka translation? Okay, Meher, go ahead.
Prabhuji Rukmini.
You will get a chance. Meher, go ahead.
Did her husband carefully perform austerities in a previous life, with his mind free of pride and full of respect for others? Isn't that why you are pleased with him? Or did he do some previous extinction, carefully executed religious duties with compassion for all living beings? And is that why you, the life of all living beings, are now satisfied by him?
So, Meher, one of your neighbor boy is coming and really bullying with you. Is pushing you. He's taking something and hitting on you. He's throwing on you, and doing all sort of things, right? And then your mom or dad coming and telling how fortunate you are, Meher. The neighbor is coming and hitting you and pushing you, and you're great. I don't know what fortunate thing you have done in this life, in the previous life. You must have done all good karma. Your neighbor is coming and hitting you. How wonderful that that would be to hear, right? So
First of all, who told you that I had a neighbor boy and he hits me? Because that is true.
Oh, Krishna, I'm sorry to hear that, but you got to take some action on that one, right? So anyway, coming back to our story here. So anyway, since you said this one, is your mom and dad aware of that?
They did not know.
Okay, you may want to share these things also with your parents. Okay, I know you're a very simple, nice person, but some things has to be told to the parents. Let's come to the story. We'll not continue this one. Now, here in this case, the Naga Patnis are saying what fortune that Kalia must have, what good fortune that Kalia has, that what he must have done in this life or previous life, what austerity he must have done, so he get this much of blessings from you, Krishna, right? So they can see it. They see this whole thing as Krishna's blessings, right? So They glorify the greatest fortune attained by Kaliya, having received the dust of the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, for which even the goddess of fortune hankers. Let's move on to the 37th sloka. We are just now, Rukmini, you're ready to read? 1 second. Let me read the sloka. Na naka prastham na cha sarva bhavyam na paramestyam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhir apurna bhava va vanchanti yat pada rajah prapannaha. Go ahead.
Prabhuji, can I read the translation?
You will be next, Diksha. You will be next. Okay. Rukmini.
Those who have attained the dust of your lotus feet never hanker for the kingship of heaven, limitless
Sovereignty.
In the position of Brahma or rulership over the earth, they are not interested even in the perfections of yoga or in liberation itself.
So this glorifies the dust of Krishna's lotus feet. So we are all anchoring for Krishna's lotus feet, dust. So one was God, that why one will be interested in going to heavenly planet, right? Heavenly planet. Hankering means desiring, wanting. Okay. So yeah. So let's move on to 38. Tadesha natapa durapa manyis tamo janaihi krodha vasopi aisaha samsara chakre brahmatat sarino yad ichattah syad vibah samakshaha. Diksha, please read.
O Lord, this Kalya, the king of the serpents, has taken birth in the mode of ignorance and is controlled by anger. He has achieved that which is difficult for others to achieve. Embodied souls who are full of desires and are thus wandering in the cycle of birth and death can have all benedictions manifested before their eyes simply by receiving the dust of your lotus feet.
So who can tell me why we all have taken birth? Bhavya? Rukmini, next you will be next. Okay, Bhavya, why we have taken birth?
Prabhuji, because of our material desires.
Thank you. Rukmini? Can't hear you.
We were in the can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We were in the spiritual world, and then we wanted to have and then we were envious about Krishna, and then we wanted to have we were envious about Krishna, and then we came to this material world.
Okay, so it's all because of our desire. So our desire, which is nothing but outcome of our avidya. Avidya means ignorance, right? Because of our ignorance, where we develop our desire towards wanting to enjoy something which is material, right? Therefore, we are here. We do some action. If you like, for example, let me, who else is there other than you all? Where is, I did see Mahati, right? Mahati is here? Because I can't scroll, I'm just calling. Maybe I'm skipping.
I'm here.
You are here? I'm very sorry. I've been skipping because my screen doesn't show the everyone. So you can speak up. if I'm not calling out some of your names here. Mahati, so I was going to ask you something. So what was I going to ask? Do you remember? No. So we have a desire, right? The desire is what making us to do some action. If you like something, to attain that something, we do some action. Correct, Mahati? If you
Yeah.
want to go and you did that your bracelet last time. You are the one who showed the bracelet, correct?
Yeah.
So you like to wear the bracelet, but then just thinking to wear bracelet is not going to give you anything. That you have to get up, you have to go, pick up the beads, pick up the thread, and put it into that one and make a bracelet and wear it, right? That's what you did, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got to do an action to fulfill your desire.
Yeah.
But when we are doing an action, there are high possibilities that we may do something right or we may do something wrong. When we do something correct, then we get a good karma. When we do something wrong, we get bad karma. And because we have good karma and bad karma, now we have to get a reaction for good karma and bad karma. The reaction comes in the form of taking a body. Taking the body means we are going to take birth. We took the birth because of why? Because of our desire. And the desire, it started why? Because we thought, out of ignorance, we thought this is going to make me happy. Make sense so far to all of you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Therefore, not that we have to be desireless, rather we have to develop our desire towards Krishna. When we develop desire towards Krishna, how do we develop our desire towards Krishna? What is the easy way that we all practice every day? You all know?
Chanting Hare Krishna.
Chanting.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna
everyone chant.
Mahamantra.
Everyone unmute and chant one time for me.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
can I tell why we took birth in this material world?
Is that Diksha?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, please. I would really like to hear that.
We took birth in this material world because when we were in the spiritual world, we thought that we can be happy without Krishna. That's why we got a body in this material world.
Oh, thank you so much, Diksha. Thanks for sharing that one. We are learning a lot of things from you all. Okay, let's move on to the 39th sloka. Mahati is going to read this, but before that, let me read the sloka. Namastubhyam Bhavate Purushaya Mahatmane Bhutavasya Bhutaya Paraya Paramatmane. Mahati, please read.
We offer our obeisances unto you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although present in the hearts of all living beings as the Super Soul, you are all pervasive. Although the original shelter of all created material elements, you exist prior to
Yeah, go ahead.
their creation. And although the cause of everything, you are transcendental to all material causes and effect, being the Supreme Soul.
Thank you. So let me ask a question, Mahati. Before you were, your brother was born, who were there in your family?
My mom, dad, and me.
Okay, good.
No.
Ah,
Later.
what?
Nothing, Prabhuji.
Okay. So now, Mahati, Krishna is saying something. He's not agreeing to it.
He's saying
that I'm in your family too.
Yeah, he surely is a family member. Let him not get upset with it, right? But before he was born, it was three of you. But then tell me, Mahati, who was there before you were born?
My mom and dad.
Ah, are you sure? Yes,
Sure.
yes. But tell me, who was there before your dad was born and your mom was born?
Their parents.
Very good. You're very smart. So before your dad was born, it was his father and mother. Before your mother was born, it was her father and mother, right?
Yes.
And before your grandparents were born, your grandparents were there, correct?
Yeah.
Before your grandparents were born, their great grandfather parents were there, correct?
Yes.
Before anyone were born, who was there, Mahati?
Lord.
No one were. Do you know that there is a time where no one were born? Do you know that?
I know that.
Do you even know that? Any one of you know that there is a time where no birth, no one exists, no one.
Prabhuji, Prabhuji, I don't know that, but I know who was born before
No. Hold
everybody.
on. I only want to. Want you, I only want you to answer my question. Hold on. You
Lord.
have to raise your hand or just say, okay. So there is a situation will come. There was a situation before that no living entity exists. That means someone was existing before. Do you know there's one person who existed before all the creation happened?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Who is that, Mahati? It's your turn. This is Shloka, your Shloka. So you got to speak now.
It's Lord Krishna.
Krishna. And this is what the Naga Patnis are saying. You can read the translation as you can see there. You exist prior to any creation, their creation, right? So Krishna is not created. Krishna exists all the time. It is from Krishna everyone get created, everyone come into existence. Okay. And at the time of destruction, we all again go back to Krishna. And then again we come out. It's like how you go to sleep in the night and in the morning you get up, right? Like that, destruction is where we all go back to Krishna, and creation is where we come back, take a body.
Yeah.
Make sense, Mahati?
Yes, Prabhuji.
And there are a lot of beautiful points in the sloka, but for the sake of time, we will move on. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, next sloka. So, who has
Prabhuji,
not...
can you
Who has,
also say the previous life of Kalia?
which one? This one?
Can you also say the previous life of Kalia?
Yeah, we will talk about those things once we finish the prayers first. These prayers are very important. And then if time permits, we will do it. Otherwise, we'll continue next, okay, next week. Who has not read yet? Who's that?
Prabhuji, how many shlokas are there yet? How many more shlokas?
We are not going to see all the slokas. We are just going to skip few slokas. So who's next? Anyone would like to read? If not, we'll ask our bigger kids to take and read. Let me read a sloka first. Jnana Vijnana Nidhaye Brahmane Ananta Saktaye Agunaya Vikaraya Namaste Prartaya Cha. Who wants to read?
Can
Any
I
others?
read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, go ahead. Whoever wants to read?
Obeisance unto you, the absolute truth. who are reservoir of all transcendental consciousness and potency and possessor of unlimited energies. Although completely free of materials and transformations, you are prime mover of material nature.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. And let's read. Kalaya Kalanabhaya Kalavavaye Sakshine Vishvaya Tat Upadristre Tat Kartre Vishva Hetave. Anyone adults here can please read this translation for me, for us?
Obeisances unto you who are time itself, the shelter of time and the witness of time. In all its phases, you are the universe and also its separate observer. You are its creator and also the totality of all its causes.
So this is a very philosophical point. I just take few minutes to explain this one because um, uh, say if you want to make a pot, what are the things that's needed to make a pot? You need a clay, mud, right? You need water. In a traditional way, if you want to make, if you are not seen, there is a wheel and they place the clay, a bulk of a clay on top of it, and they rotate the wheel with a stick and then bring the make a pot in whatever the shape that they want. You can ask your parents to look for this. You can find in YouTube, and then you can see this one. Now, the pot maker, we need pot maker, and then we need the main ingredients, right? And those are the things needed. Now, what has been told here in this particular sloka is that you are its creator and also totality of all its causes. That means the term is called Nimitta Karana. Nimitta Karana means he becomes the pot maker. And not only pot maker, he becomes the matter itself. He means Krishna. That is called Upadhara Karana. Not only that, he also becomes, Krishna himself becomes a Sahakari Karana. Sahakari means the items that are needed to make the pot, like wheel and the stick, etc. So Krishna is everything. In simple, short terms, to not make it too complicated, Krishna is everything. That's the point that's been made here. Thank you. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Skipping few slokas here. Let's move on to the 45th sloka. I want some another adult to read. Nama Krishnaya Ramaya Vasudeva Sutaya cha Pradyumnaya Niruddhaya Satvatam Pataye Namaha.
We offer our obeisances to Lord Krishna and Lord Rama, the sons of Vasudeva, and to Lord Pradyumna and Lord Aniruddha. We offer our respectful obeisances unto the master of all the saintly devotees of Vishnu.
Can you imagine these songs are, these stotras are by the snakes? They are not sure where they went and read the scriptures from, right? So they speak about so many wonderful things. This is called Chaturvyuga. The Lord in the spiritual world, he expands first into 4. Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Shankarshana. From there comes another incarnation and so forth. These are the details of how the hierarchy is. So they are telling, they're paying their obeisances to various forms of Krishna. 46. Namo Gunapradipaya Gunatma Cha Danaya Cha Gunavritti Upalakshaya Gunadriste Swa Samvide. Anyone else, adult, please?
Prabhuji, can I go?
Okay, go ahead.
Rukmini. Obeisances to you, O Lord, who manifest very
varieties
varieties of material and spiritual qualities. You disguise yourself with the material qualities, and yet the
happen. Yet the functioning of
function and yet the functioning of those same material qualities un, un,
ultimately
ultimately reveals your excision. You stand apart from the material qualities as a witness and can be fully known to be to can be fully known only by your devotees.
all right. So how many good qualities do you have, Rukmini? Can you list few if what you think some good qualities that you have? Can you say a few? Just say a couple.
I mean, I can remember that one day I was
No,
2 days.
just no. I'm not asking stories. Just tell me in words. Just a couple of qualities in words, in single word.
I do reading good in school.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, and I also became a star student.
That's not a quality.
Like I also behave good in school and
Okay, well behaved. Okay, that can be taken. Okay, what good qualities you have, Meher?
good drawing, good behavior, good feelings.
Thank you. Akshara, what is your good behaviors? Tell me too.
My good behavior is, I don't really know.
Okay. What good behaviors does your sister have, Sarvari?
I'm not sure, Prabhuji, but I think that I can stay calm.
I'm talking about your sister. What good quality she has?
Yeah, she can stay calm.
Or she can stay calm.
Yeah, she doesn't get agitated. Like if something happens, she can like stay calm and she doesn't get too frustrated quickly.
Thank you. Mahati, what good quality you have?
I always do my works on time.
Nice. Diksha, what good qualities you have?
Being good.
Being good?
Yeah.
Nice. Very good. Do you know how many good qualities Krishna has?
All hundreds.
Yeah,
Infinite.
yeah. Unlimited.
More because he's the Supreme Lord.
He is supreme.
And Prabhuji, I need to tell that I chant every day.
See, that's very good. So Krishna has not hundreds, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, unlimited qualities. And all these qualities are in full, unlike us. Our good qualities are fluctuating. Today we'll be good with that quality, tomorrow we may not. Even within the same day, that quality may vary. Whatever the good quality that we're thinking may vary, right? So, but Krishna is not like that. He is called Nirguna. Nirguna means one who doesn't have any touch of material gunas. He is not touched by these mixed gunas of sattva, rajas, and tamas, mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. is beyond that one. Therefore, he is not infected, influenced by the material qualities. He is transcendental. Is all auspicious. All he has is only auspicious qualities. Okay. Okay. Pretty much coming to the end of their prayers. So I'm going to skip few things and move on so we can have some question and answer here. Okay, sloka number 49. Let me go to sloka
Prabhuji,
49.
do we have time to do the previous slide?
Previous slide, this one,
Yes.
48. Paravara Ghati Jnaya Sarvadhyakshaya te Namah Avishaya cha Vishvaya Tadrishte Asya cha Hetave. Okay, someone can read this one.
Prabhuji, Rukmini.
Rukmini, you already read. Let's wait for someone else.
Prabhuji, can I read this one?
Yeah, go ahead. Please read.
Obeisances unto you, who know the destination of all things, superior and inferior, and who are the presiding regulator of all that be. You are distinct from the universal creation, and yet you are the bias upon which the illusion of material creation involves, and also the witness of this illusion. Indeed, you are the root cause of the entire world.
So, what is Krishna saying here? I mean, what is this Nagapatni saying here is you know the destination of everything. Because why? He is a creator. If he is a creator, he knows each and everything that he created. If someone is creating something, if that person,
Sorry,
if someone is creating something, and if that person doesn't know what's the purpose of that being created, then what's the use? What is great about the creator? In this case, Krishna knows every single thing that he creates. Okay, so that's what has been told here. Let's quickly move on here.
Prabhuji, are we going to be able to read about Kali's previous life?
Yeah, we will talk about his previous life. As I told you earlier, this today's session is fully focusing on Nagapatnis, and once we are done with that, we'll go back to our stories. Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, 51 is quite interesting. Let's read the 51st sloka. And Aparada Sakrit Bhartra Sodhya Swa Prajakritah Shantum Harhasi Santatman Mudasya Tvam Ajanatah. This is a nice one. Okay. At least once, a master should tolerate an offense committed by his child or subject. O supreme peaceful soul, you should therefore forgive our foolish husband who did not understand who you are. Now, after glorifying Krishna, now they are placing their request at the end. They're telling our husband is fool. He is fool number one. He doesn't know whom he is dealing with. It's you, the personality of Godhead. Like how a father forgives a child, kindly forgive his mistakes. He did out of his ignorance, his foolishness. See this beautiful picture. Very nice. And then the prayers ends over there. And seeking for forgiveness. And they are ready to take up anything that Krishna says now. You can see here some nice, beautiful pictures. I'm just showing some paintings here. You can just watch. But meanwhile, we can open up for questions. If there's any question, comments, feedback, any sort of things that anyone want to share?
Prabhuji, Rukmini, I have a question.
Yes, Rukmini.
So the people who were cursed to be animals, like who were cursed to be like the people who were cursed to be animals, did they like did they do this like on purpose? Like Aghasura was cursed to be a python and like that. Did he do something on purpose to like to
They
be
did out
free?
of they did out of foolishness, ignorance. They did not do it purposefully. They did out of ignorance, and they got cursed because of
Do they
what.
do they still remember their previous life?
Some remembers, some does not remember. It's not
So
the. It is not always the case that they remember the previous life.
so like when they do remember the previous life, then why do they do like that out of foolishness?
They don't some that therefore, for example, Kabanda in the Ramayana, he knows he was cursed. He was a Gandharva, but then he took, because of the curse, he became like a Rakshasa. When Rama came, he was fighting with Rama. He knows his previous, he remembered his previous life, but he fought with Rama so that Rama can kill him. By killing him, he can be liberated from that body. You understand?
Do some of the people which Krishna killed knew their previous life and did that on purpose, like Kadamba told?
Not
Because
not everyone remembers their previous life. Not. In Nalakuvera and Manigrava, they remembered. When they took the form of a tree, they remembered. But not every single Asuras and Rakshasas remembered. Okay?
okay.
Good question, Rukmini. Okay, Bhavya, your hands is raised. You have a question?
Yes, Prabhuji. So if Nagapatnis already know that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, why didn't they ask for liberation? Or why didn't they ask for becoming the servant of Krishna for eternity, like forever?
That's their level of what they wanted from Krishna. That's all they wanted. It's like, how you see read the story of Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj goes and wanted to ask a higher planetary system, right? So there are devotees who know Krishna is great, but at the same time, they their certain attachments and certain things are still there. But there's nothing wrong in doing so, because at least they are praying to Krishna. That's an important point we learn. And they will get purified eventually and slowly. Okay, Bhavya?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, is it end of class?
What is your question, Meher?
Is it the end of class?
No, we are in a question and answer session.
Okay. You should send me a message.
Prabhu, there's a message on the chat
Oh, okay. Let me read that.
from. Go ahead.
I can stop sharing so I can really see.
Okay.
The video.
From Greg.
Okay, Greg Prabhu is asking, can you please tell us who Pradyumna, Aniruddha are and why they are mentioned today in the Nagapatni's prayers? So, the Supreme Lord, Krishna, he expands himself into different personalities. He expands into different personalities for the purpose of creation. Therefore, one of the expansion that he does, Krishna does, is called Chaturvyuha. Chatur means four, and four divisions. He himself expands into four personalities, and that is Vasudeva, Shankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And each of these personalities, from Vasudeva's meaning being the main person, Shankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, they take care of three important aspects. Shankarshana takes care of the destruction part, pralaya, whereas Aniruddha takes care of maintenance, and Pradyumna takes care of creation part. So from them comes Vishnu, who's maintainer from Anirudh, and then from Pradyumna comes Brahma. Brahma is an expansion or empowered by Aniruddha, and likewise Lord Shiva from Shankarshana. So what the Naga Patnis are saying is that they are calling Krishna with different names, plus also they are saying you are the same Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva, Shankarshana, is all you, Krishna, who have taken different forms for the purpose of creation, maintenance, and destruction. Does it make sense? Does it answer your question? Okay, thank you. Any other questions? We have 2 more minutes. If there is no questions, I just want to pass on one information. Janmashtami is starting, Janmashtami is next month, is coming up.
August 30.
Thank you, Diksha. Before that, Balram Jayanti, appearance of Balram is also there. So here in St. Louis, those who are here in St. Louis, if your time permits, we have a lot of opportunities to get the temple ready for Janmashtami. There's a cleaning effort and painting and many activities will be happening. And if you are interested, we have opened a small chat group that you all can join there. And Ramu Prabhu is here, who is Mahati's and Krishna's dear father. So he is leading that effort. So you can join that WhatsApp group. We'll post that link in our Srimad Bhagavatam group. So those who are available and interested can let him know and kindly go and do the fantastic cleaning opportunities, right? So that's all I have to say, Ashok Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And we have done with the prayers of Nagapatni. So we'll go back to our stories, okay? So next week we'll get back to our stories. Okay.
Prabhuji, I have a comment.
Yeah, Rukmini, I'm waiting to hear your comment.
I like the whole class. And what is the homework?
The homework is some of the important points that you learned today. Just write it down and then share that next in Saturday class. Okay.
Prabhuji, I have a comment.
Diksha, you go next.
I love the whole universal class.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Meher.
Prabhuji, I'm going to be a little busy today because I have a soccer match at 1 o'clock.
So you're busy today?
Yeah, a lot. And it's not until 3 o'clock, so it's a 2-hour match.
Well, it's good, right? To be
busy. And I'm
busy.
actually playing. I don't know which team we're against, but
Okay, good. Very good. So it's, we got so used to you all watching your beautiful faces. If some of you are missing, we feel like, the class is pretty much empty. Missing you all. So
and this is gonna get regular because every week I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah, thank you all for being here and sharing
tomorrow.
beautiful points. And thank you.
See you tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.